Hello and welcome to lesson 13 of the Learn Persian with Chai and Conversation reading and writing program. So the last two lessons have been a little bit of a review of things that we've learned before, and today we're going to learn something completely different and very exciting. So we mentioned in the first episode of the reading and writing program that the key to understanding how to read and write in Persian is understanding the vowels. And we said that there's 6 vowels in the Persian language. 3 of them are letters and 3 of them are accents. So now we're going to go back to those letters that act as vowels, and we're going to look at them in a slightly different way in this lesson. Sometimes those letters become just letters and they take on a different type of property. Sometimes they act as consonant letters, and sometimes they have more of vowel properties, but sometimes, depending on where they are in a word and how they're interacting with other letters, they take on different properties than just vowel sounds. So let's go over them and see what that means. So first of all, our 3 letters that sometimes act as vowels are the A letter, U, and E. However, when they are letters, like we said, they change a little bit. A stays, that name stays for A, it's A. But this one becomes a ve. And this one becomes ye. So, again, last time we mentioned that it's really nice that Persian is simply phonetic. But this is a little bit of a wrench in that it changes properties a little bit and they take on a different sound. So again, this one is called A. This one becomes ve. And this one becomes ye. So now what does this mean? To further understand it, we definitely have to go through a few examples. So bear with me. So first, let's go over our letter A and see how it changes depending on what vowel it interacts with. So first, we have just A by itself, which is just that, A. And A combined with a U becomes a U. So as you can see, that's how that changes that A. So it wouldn't be AU or something like that. It's just U. Then an A combined with an E becomes E. Then let's look at it with our, I had that the opposite way, but that should be blue. An A with an A accent becomes A. So it's kind of like a blank slate, this A letter. A with an A accent is E, and A with an O above it becomes an O. So kind of if we just want these pure accents, we combine them with an A and we get that pure sound. So let's look at some words that we can do that with. So for the first one, an A with an U is actually a word. U means he or she. In Persian, we don't have pronouns. We don't have gendered pronouns like we do in English. You can't say him or her, you could just say them, U. So you don't know if you're talking about a male or female. We're very progressive in that way. An A with the E. In. So A mixed with E, in, and that means this. So let's practice another A with an E. This is a word that you should probably know. Becomes Iran. So the name of the country, Iran. Then an A with an A accent becomes arz. Arz, and that means change, like pocket change. So an A with an X accent becomes ism, name, ism. And an A with an O accent becomes ordu. So ordu, and that means camp. So again, let's go over all of these together. When A acts as just a letter, again, it still has a vowel sound, but it's a letter. It takes on different properties. This is just A by itself. A mixed with an U becomes U. A mixed with the E becomes E. And A with an A accent becomes A. A with an E accent becomes E. And an O, A with an O accent becomes O. So again, let's go over our words. U, meaning they or them. In, meaning this. Iran, the word of the country. Arz, meaning change, pocket change, money. Ism, meaning name. And ordu, meaning camp. So this is the letter A when it takes on letter responsibilities and not just a vowel. So next, let's go over what was previously just an U vowel to us, but now it is a V letter. And this is an exciting one. It's very different than what we're used to. And let's learn how vowels interact with our letter V, with our new letter V. It's like we're seeing it in a whole new light. So a V with an A after it becomes Va. That is crazy, huh? A V with an U after it becomes VU. A V with the E after it becomes V. A V with an A accent becomes VA. V with an E accent becomes V. And a V with an O accent becomes VO. So now let's look at a few different words using these combinations. So, vared, and that means experienced, knowing, vared. Now, let's learn a different word. Oops. Tavon. And tavon means able, ability. Okay, now let's combine our V with an E. Next, a V combined with an E is V, so viran. And that means to make something messed up. To mess up. Now let's see it with our accents. V combined with an A is varzish. Varzish. And that means exercise. V with an E accent is ve, verd. And that means prayer. Okay, and then our final example of the vo sound. Let's see. Is Davos, which is a city that everybody goes to for these financial conferences. So Davos. So let's go over all of these again, all together. So a V with an A is va. V with an U, vu. V with an I, vi. V with an A accent, va. V with an E accent, ve. And V with an O accent, vo. So now let's combine them to make some make some words. Vared, entry or knowledgeable. Tavan. So tavan means able or strength. Viran. Viran means topsy-turvied or messed up. Varzish. That is the word for exercise, varzish. Verd. That is a prayer, verd. And Davos, name of a city. Davos. So that is our V sound seen in a new light. Not our U sound anymore, it's our consonant V. Now, let's go over our last letter that was a vowel, but now is a letter to us. And that is our letter Y. It was our letter E, and now it's a Y. And now let's go over how it interacts with our vowel sounds. So, a Y with an A becomes ya. A Y with U becomes you. A Y with an E, crazy, becomes ye. A Y with an A becomes ya. A Y with an E becomes ye. And a Y with an O becomes yo. So now let's go over some words that we can make with these combinations. Y with an A. De becomes yad. Yad, remembering, yad. Let's try another word with it. Y and an A. Yaru becomes, it means a guy. Yaru. Now let's combine it with our U sound. It becomes yuresh. Yuresh, an attack. Yuresh. Let's try another ye with an E. Danai. Danai. And that's intelligence. Danai, knowing. And so here you can see this is a consonant sound, ye, and this is a vowel. So I made it our black default color because it's not acting as a ye, it's acting as an E. So we have ye. So it'd be like Y-E-E in English. Ye. Dana ye. Now let's practice it with our accents. So a ye with an a becomes ya, and this is yavosh, which means slow. Yavosh. A ye with a e accent becomes ye. This is yek, which means one. Yek. And a ye with an o accent becomes yo, and this is yod, which is a type of metal. So yod. So hopefully you've gotten the hang of this. So again, this is our vowel sound. It becomes a consonant, and let's interact it with our different vowels. A ye with an a is ya. Ye with an u, you. Ye with an e, ye. Ye with an a becomes ya. Ye with an e becomes ye. And a ye with an o, yo. Now let's go over our words that we built with these combinations. So, yod, remembering, yod. Yaru, a guy, a dude, yaru. Yuresh, that means an attack. Yuresh. Danai, knowing, intelligence. Dana yi. Notice how I do the phonetic spelling. Y-E-E. Dana yi. Knowing. Yavosh. Slow. And in Persian, whenever you want to leave somewhere, you say yavosh, yavosh birim, which means slowly, slowly, let's leave. You never just leave a place, so yavosh. A Y with an e, yek. One, yek. And yod, a type of metal, yod. So that's our ye sound combined with all of our vowels. Now let's go over a few practice words. So we will come back to this in later lessons and really go over this. It's a practice to learn what letters act in different ways in different contexts, and it'll just come over time of practice. But we just wanted to introduce you to this concept because, as we said in the very first lesson, the key to understanding how to read and write in Persian is to understand the vowels, and also, along with that, to understand when vowels become consonants. It all goes hand in hand to where you will become an expert Persian reader. You'll be reading Hafiz in no time. So now, let's look at our a combined with the e vowel. This is in. So the a, when it's followed by a vowel, takes on the properties of that vowel, so it's as if it's not even there. In. What about when it gets combined with an a? becomes abr. Abr, or cloud. Abr. An a combined with an u vowel becomes u. And u means they, the genderless they. Now this is a v, and it has an a accent. It becomes va. Va simply means and. Let's add some more letters after it. V with an a accent is va, varzish. Okay, now this next word is a good example of an a still acting as a vowel, and then how it interacts with the v. So this, ay koladar, remember when it has a hat like that, it's a vowel. So then the a followed by the v becomes avaz. Avaz, and that's song. So now we have our ye sound. This is darya. Darya, and that means ocean. Our ye sound with an accent, yek, meaning one, yek. And now our ye sound with an accent above it, Maryam. Maryam, a very popular girl's name. An a with an a accent becomes a, and this is as, from, a very common word. As. Here's an example of our ve. This is Parvin. Parvin, another popular woman's name. And another example of a ve. And our ye sound is yavosh. Yavosh, and that means slow. So again, yavosh, yavosh. So yavosh, yavosh, this lesson is coming to an end. Slowly, slowly. But we're going to go over all of our words one last time. In. And this is an example of that ah sound and the properties it takes on. In. An ah sound with an a above it. Abr. Ah followed by an u vowel is ooh. A v with an a above it is va. And that means and. And again, this is all based on context clues. So these are very common words. This could, if it had a hat on it, it could be of, for example. But based on the context of the word and the fact that we have an a followed by this u, we will know when we're reading that this is an u, which means he or she. And so it's all based on context and it comes with practice. So that's what we're doing now. We're practicing this together. So if you're a little confused, it's okay. It'll come more naturally as time goes on. V with an a accent is va. This is varzish, or exercise. This is avaz, and that means song. So again, that's what I was saying up here. If this had had a hat, this could be of. Here it is, avaz, a song. This is darya. So this becomes a ye, darya. Ye with an e accent, yek, and that means one. This is Maryam. That's a ya. Maryam, very popular girl's name. This is as, which is a very popular word. It means from, as. Parvin. Parvin, this becomes the V sound. And this is a very popular woman's name. Parvin. And a Y with an A accent is yavash. And that means slow. Yavash. So yavash, yavash. Let's end this lesson. So this lesson was about our 3 letters that act as vowels sometimes, and then act as just letters with letter properties, sometimes consonants, in other instances. And so we learned a lot in this lesson. Please go through your exercise packet and do the exercises, practice writing these, practice reading these. There's plenty of other words that we go over in the bonus materials in the PDF guide. So go ahead and practice those, and we will continue to learn about this topic in later lessons. Thank you for watching, and see you next time. Thank you so much for watching the Learn Persian with Chai and Conversation reading and writing program. As I mentioned in the video, this video is just one part of the complete reading and writing system that we've created. And you can find all of our bonus materials, which include reading practices and writing practices, on our website. The link is below, chaiandconversation.com. In addition to our reading and writing program, we have a comprehensive conversational Persian course where we teach you how to speak conversational Persian the way actual Iranians do, not informal Persian that you read. And so that's available on the website, as well as our reading and writing program. So if you just go on there, you can see all the materials that we've created over the last 10 years, and hopefully we'll see you there.